Welcome to this video on Speaking and Listening Standard 1.2. We will discuss preparing for group discussions. We will be covering the core standards in speaking and listening. Initiate and participate effectively in a range of collaborative discussions, one-on-one, in groups, and teacher-led, with diverse partners on grades 9 through 10 topics, texts, and issues, building on others' ideas and expressing their own clearly and persuasively. Work with peers to set rules for collegial discussions and decision-making. Clear goals and deadlines, and individual roles as needed. We will be covering the following: recognizing the different kinds of group discussions, selecting topics for group discussion, planning for your own group discussion. You've probably been listening to people speak since you were born and most likely have a good idea of how to figure out what people are saying and what they mean when they speak. Let's start with group discussions. This is a situation that requires being informed about the topic under discussion, contributions, and of course being a good listener. A group discussion is formed to achieve a specific common goal. The major difference between discussions with peers and group discussions is that it occurs when people meet for a definite purpose. It involves 3 or more people. There are 4 kinds of discussion. 1 is a committee. A committee is a small group of a larger organization that has been formed to discuss specific ideas and to perform a certain task. A leader is chosen to keep the discussion flowing and on goal. Another is the roundtable discussion group. This is formed to mainly share information among the group. This term was derived from King Arthur and his knights when they meet to discuss their quests. This discussion is usually a preliminary discussion held when fact-gathering is needed before a formal discussion. Panels are also part of the list. It is a group of several informed people who hold a discussion with an audience present. The goal of a panel is to share opinions and point of views among the members of the audience. Each panel member prepares for the discussion in advance. Have you ever been to a symposium? A symposium is similar to a panel, but different where each member is an authority on one aspect of the topic under discussion and begins by giving a formal speech on the aspect. After the discussion, the audience may engage to an open forum to take part on the dialogue. The goal of a symposium is to give a clear picture of the problem being discussed. Now, having the knowledge on how these group discussions work, how do we choose what topics to discuss in each kind? What can be good topics for discussion? For committees, you can engage yourselves in talking about events, projects, and proposals. For roundtable discussions, you can talk about books you've read, assemblies, and even a project evaluation. An example of topics that your group can tackle on panels are deliberations and decision-making issues and concerns. Symposiums can be about career talks or science exhibitions held in school. There are factors affecting the success of a group discussion. A topic must be one that interests everyone in the group. Also, it should be timely and interesting. Lastly, it should be well researched by every member of the group. Always remember that a group's discussion focus is on the topic that is timely, interesting, and one of the members are involved with and prepared to discuss. A good group discussion is carefully planned. Let's look on a good planning process. First, hold a pre-discussion meeting to determine the discussion topic. Make sure it is timely and interesting. Next, define the topic precisely. After defining, phrase the topics into questions rather than a statement. Then make an outline of points to be discussed. You may include problems, solutions, issues, and possible actions. After this, research the topic by reading, collecting data, and as much information as possible before the discussion. If in your mind you are wondering why this is important, or where is this used, how do professionals use this? Group discussions are important for a goal to be achieved. It may be to solve a problem, arrive at a decision, or answer questions of some interest. It is used in everyday life as we regularly find ourselves having discussions amongst friends, family, and classmates. It is also group discussions that are increasingly being used in the job market during interviews and selection procedures. Right now, for example, you can use a committee for making a project in science where it involves an exhibit or an event like proms, dances, and the like. For roundtable discussions, examples include being in a class or a club where you discuss literary pieces and reviews. In panels, an oral presentation is an example where a discussion involves issues about current events. Examples of symposium includes a science fair where the school invites guests to discuss science and technology. They can be science or experts on this field. Now that you have all the knowledge regarding group discussions and how to plan for one, let's do an activity. First, choose discussion topics that would be appropriate for each kind. Then, form a group of 5 students and plan for a roundtable discussion. Record all your agendas for the session. What if we can't agree on what topic to choose? You can use diplomacy by casting votes in your group to arrive on a mutual topic that meets the factors of selecting a topic for a successful group discussion. Where can we find information about our topic? There are more than a handful of resources where you can collect data about your topic. You can go to the library, browse the internet, or even make an actual interview of people who have expertise on the matter. Is it necessary to make an outline, or can we just talk about it on the spot? Outlines help you keep track of your goal and focus for the discussion. You don't want to lose focus on the day itself of your discussion. It will also help to know what you are talking about during the discussion. Why do we need to prepare for a discussion? It will be best practice to prepare for your discussions so that you can keep your discussions free-flowing, and it will make your audience put their attention on the topic. Do we assign roles like leader and recorder? Yes, the leader or recorder will take notes on the proceedings and make a report to the organization of the things discussed in the meeting. Students are expected to come to discussions prepared, having read and researched material under study. Explicitly draw on that preparation by referring to evidence from texts. Research the topic or issues to stimulate a thoughtful, well-reasoned exchange of ideas. We've come to the end of our session. We have discussed different kinds of group discussion and its characteristics, selecting timely and interesting topic for group discussion, planning for a group discussion. By the end of this session, you should know or be able to do the following: selecting topics for discussion, group discussion in general, book discussion question samples. This information should help improve your speaking and listening skills. Good luck with your speech.